Так, ну что же, начнем, точнее продолжим. Заставка, конечно, крутая. Мы немножко вчера поиграли. И пока впечатления неплохие. Главным образом от озвучки. Так, мужик, ты тянешься все? А, можно клавиатуры ходить, офигеть. А что это? Отличный длинный окурок.
You should pick that fat, juicy cigarette butt from the tray, light it up, and smoke the living shit out
Так
of
давай
it.
мы затянемся.
Who knows what you are? A monster, a murderer, the gnome of Jeroma? You feel like a smoker, especially when you look at that juicy, succulent, seductive cigarette stub, still smoldering deliciously.
Ну-ка,
How very astute of you.
целую
This renders
сигарету,
it
да.
ineffectual. You should look for a whole cigarette, or better yet, an entire pack. Strike that. A carton. Make sure they're all healthy and able-bodied. Then smoke them all.
Ну-ка. Давай с энтузиазмом попробуем.
Good. They'll make you stronger and better. You're too old to be cool now. But find cigarettes, smoke them, blam. Instantly a cool renegade man. A mystical red dragon with smoke rising from his nostrils. Plus, smoking them gives
Отлично.
massive bonuses.
Новый квест. Офигеть, блин. Так, сигареты покурите, найдите второй ботинок. Да. Найдите пачку, возьмите в руки. Ага, вот так в инвентаре нужно. А карта? Карты у нас нет. Смотрите-ка. Инвентарь. Это инвентарь? Нет, это персонаж. Вот инвентарь. Чемодан. Ой. Здоровье у меня немножко подсдулось. Ага, ну ладно, найдем сигареты и покурим. Как бы делов-то. Постучим сюда. Тук-тук. Это что такое? На столе что-то есть. Надо посмотреть. Это что? Бабки, это бабки. 40 реалов. Так, а куда я выйду? А я там, наверное, не все еще прошел. О, башмак. Это балкон, отлично. Давай, пошли башмак искать. Туфля.
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet.
Отлично.
Like two baby crocodiles.
Не похоже на копа. Так, конечно, не
It's pretty
похоже.
clear a normal cop is not what you
Да, я не самый простой коп.
Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you. Truth be told.
Вообще, хорошие ботинки — это большое дело. Так, туда нельзя, никуда нельзя. Ну и ладно. Так, и чувак, а сам можешь перетереть? Нет, нельзя. Пойдем дальше. Сюда стучали бесполезно. А это что, журнал? Ага, сигареты, да. Так. Это что? Пошли к телке постучимся. Она же ушла, может быть, у нее сигареты.
The door is closed.
Постучим?
There
Постучим.
is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Так. Эмоция. Я одинок. Зачем ты так со мной? Прелесть не оставляй меня среди смрада.
The door does not care. Still no answer.
Очень громко будем стучать.
Still nothing. Still nothing. Still
Еще.
nothing.
А если подергать?
This door can only be opened with a still nothing.
Ну и ладно. Не больно-то и хотелось. Так, пошли вниз. Куда нам еще деваться? Больше некуда. Сразу сколько объектов интереса. Амазончик ништяк. Я синий алкаш. Что за пипитер? Да. Это что? Запасное стекло?
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast oceanic soul.
Да, я же бухой. Давай вот этот ответим.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside, through a PA system, by other people.
Да, я суперзвезда.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
Так, циркушку разве не вот эта песенка поет?
No, no.
Группка.
Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Отлично. Хорошо, давай пока закончим с этой мыслью. И поговорим с барменом. Барон, привет.
A man in his late 20s.
Он тоже, похоже,
behind
бухой.
the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he is purposely ignoring you. Looks like he's not a fan.
Кажется, ты ему не очень. Да, я тебе не очень.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
Это сарказм. Да, конечно.
Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
Что-то мне подсказывает, что ничего из этого я не делал. Но номер Яра все-таки разнес. Да, давай ему сарказм.
No, you see, actually, you didn't. You haven't done anything even remotely useful since you got here.
Да, что же я делал
No, I
тогда?
haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield.
Интересно, кто же сорвал?
To mount it. Most something about it makes you feel bitter.
Да, поможем.
Your buddy is over there.
Кот, не мяуч. Приятель?
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
Да, в чем разница действительно?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Так, а куда делась Сильви?
She just, you know.
Что это самое? Ты, чувак, ты чё?
No, I'm not the bar. That period of my life is over. Not everyone who stands behind.
Ну, чё, понятно, чё. Давай, see ya. Так, это что? Но за Фед. Так, стоп. Сейчас. Окей, продолжаем. Что у нас тут? Меня кот отвлек. Он хотел пожрать. Ну. Понедельник, отлично. Туда нельзя попасть никогда. Это что? Кто-то работает. Ну-ка, пошли на кухню глянем. До 13 часов вход на кухню только для персонала. То есть, чисто теоретически, туда можно будет сходить попозже, да? А это что такое? Мадемуазель? Можно с вами перетереть?
Hello, sweetie.
Ой. Лена?
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Это криптозоолог, да? Подожди, я не хочу. Я хочу куда-нибудь сходить вот сюда. Вот, мужчина дрыхнет.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache
Так, ну давай
medicine.
цепанем немножко.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
Ну-ка.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Ну, шансы низкие. Давай не будем будить его. Так, что у нас тут есть? Ну, тут нет ни хрена у нас. А где магнезию тут? А, вот. Зарядов 1. Здоровье +1. Отлично. Все, мы полечились. Подожди, а это что такое? Это надо взять. Отлично. Летний вход закрыт на зиму. Так, все, здесь похоже голяк. Остается только мужик в куртке. Здравствуйте, молодой человек.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket.
Это
is
его
tapping
жена
his
Лена,
foot on the
похоже.
floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You. As you approach, he narrows his eyes.
Здорово,
and extends.
чувак.
If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way.
А
to
кто
save
это
you.
вообще?
He is your half-brother.
Ну давай пожмем. Что теперь?
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi. Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Ну да, вероятно, из 41-го.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Ну-ка.
This is your chance to come up with a really good name for yourself. Get creative. Conceptual.
Так, давай попробуем. Хоть на раз. Может прокатить 58%, это много. Давай.
Concentration
Yes!
makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Да, не придумали мы себе имя. Ну ладно.
Okay then.
Хорошо.
Looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
Ну-ка,
If
кафетерий
you
я
don't mind,
просил.
we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well.
Ну,
I
будем
installed
делать
the
вид,
things out back. It also
что мы
would
все
help to
знаем и
assure you
понимаем.
the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Конечно, продумал.
But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
Эх, надо было отвечать, что не продумал.
Have you
А зачем он
removed the
спросил?
dead body from the tree?
Ответить честно. Какое тело? Не люблю тело.
But did you take it down from... Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree? So, the body
Да,
is
дело
still
по-прежнему
in
на
the tree.
дереве.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is
А я
obvious
не
you
лейтенант,
have
я кто
preferred for the
вообще?
body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
Так, а что нам тут вообще надо
Talk to the
сделать-то?
manager.
С управляющим,
Then we go out back
задний
to
двор,
take the
снять
body
тело.
down.
Пошутить?
We all feel that way sometimes. There is no such thing as a police officer, I'm afraid. What remains is that there is a dead body in the tree.
То есть
Someone
можно
has to
было
figure out who
даже не
put it there.
спрашивать.
If we don't, no one else will.
Можно было просто сказать
And
«да,
then,
хорошо».
soon after, dead bodies would be dangling from all the trees.
Логика, да, железная.
But first, we have to take it down.
Так, почему так
I
уверен,
was
чувак?
sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back.
Гражданская милиция?
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General. Yes,
Да, это же просто белые
they're
прямоугольники.
not just white rectangles. They bear a
Галогеновидный
halogen
знак.
watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West.
Ревашоль.
I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage. But again, it's none of my concern. I just need you. You mean you don't have a badge?
Так, что, притворимся? Притворимся.
If you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand.
Ладно, я его
I
не
can
нашел,
see
и
you
ладно.
drank last night and the night before, and that you are still drunk now. But I have seen officers go through worse. If you need something for your headache, there is a general store nearby. After you, officer.
Так, ну что же.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with...
Ну это же круто, что у нас появился друг. Так, сигареты мы не нашли пока. Караоке. Катушку мы не нашли. 41 участок сообщить, что потеряли удостоверение. Управляющего кафетерием. Я смотрю, тело жертвы. Ну и пошли тогда. Что теперь? Мужик?
Yes?
Так, расскажи мне о деле, мужик.
What do you want to know?
Вообще ничего не
Maybe you
помню.
can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Do you want me to brief you?
Брифинг, да.
3 days ago, the RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller
Тело
said there was a
повешенного
dead body
охранника.
behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had... During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers
Так,
and
кто
the
звонил?
logistics
Звонил
company
аноним.
Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Кто
To
звонил?
find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone... There's a
Ладно.
strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police in Martinez.
РГМ
Now
это
it
вообще
appears
кто?
they've started executing too. We cannot allow that. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia.
А, это я.
We're the police in this city.
Да.
That's right.
О, секретное задание было, круто. Попросить Кима. Так, ага, хорошо. По вводным
Would you
данным.
like a brief? Do you want me? There's no reason to wing anything. If 3 days ago, the RCM emergency...
Так, это мы
During
уже
that
слушали.
time,
Что
a
известно о
security
жертве?
guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wildpine. To find him, there's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM. Just to
Ну
be
ладно.
clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Так,
I
подумал.
can assure
Пора.
you nothing like that will happen. Do
Псевдонатуральные
you know
вещи.
why not? No, something isn't happening. Because it's not part of...
The gesture resembles an orchestra conductor bringing the choir to a full stop.
Может быть, он дирижер?
So desperately mundane. You need to funk this case up. There's something the lieutenant isn't seeing. The universe is too irrational, too morally complex.
Что мне вообще-то все дает?
Convince him.
Вот эти все прокачки.
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
Вот
Better
так вот.
still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've... Later. Was there anything...
Ну все, пока закончили. Это я провалю. Или прокатим, попробуем. 17%. Так, а тебе это что, акцент такой, что я что пытаюсь увидеть? Ну-ка.
What if you did it?
Победил на 17%. Это же офигенно.
Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory.
Так, это я разговариваю со своим внутренним голосом. Да,
Maybe
круто.
this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing.
Сейчас
Are you
чувствую, у меня
sure you
депрессуха
have the
будет.
strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Подожди, давай попробуем быть убийцей.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
Да, скромненько. Я плохой человек, да. Пусто в груди. Да, у меня пусто в
That
груди.
is a common side
Душа
effect
болит.
of overindulgence. It will pass. I find that highly unlikely. It's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the
Так.
perpetrator is apprehended, especially when the
Давай.
investigation.
No response. He just arches his brow.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal...
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his
Нет
voice.
даже базовых
Like
знаний.
he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Ну-ка, давай.
We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I'm not a fan. It's just the name.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for
Try work. The case at hand. It
Так,
can work
ладно.
miracles. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their...
Ну
Then you
ладно.
should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth.
Так, расскажи
What
еще
do
раз
you
о
want to
деле.
know?
Так, пока
Good.
все, хватит. Хочу поговорить о тебе. Обо мне, о
I
тебе.
don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation. What do you want? That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. But you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Да, типа очки это круто.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal period.
Это я слился. Слился на этом восприятии.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My
Полусолиец.
father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother.
Что
It's a
что
part
такое
of the
соль?
world, officer. A geopolitical entity
Ладно,
and a geographic division. You're barking at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been... No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. It's
Так,
like
ладно.
you're locked down.
Меня сковало. Что тут со мной происходит?
Something the matter, detective?
Да что-то все плохо, похоже.
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Эх. Ну, я бы тут не выиграл, конечно. Авторитета не хватает.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
What do you mean?
Да.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are... But this isn't an old school case.
Да, из олдскульных
what?
полицейских.
That makes you the new school? God, for real detective work, nothing beats a good notebook by your side.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook, and we all
Записывай
have
руки
our
свои.
different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system.
Ладно, все, пока хватит.
Let's change the subject.
Я видел, что ты за мной хочешь, да.
Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. Please
Да,
do.
отлично. Все, погнали. Перетерли и пошли разговаривать с мужчиной. Мужчина, ты хочешь нам что-нибудь сказать?
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops
Mr. Gart, right?
Гард.
You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Так, что-нибудь постебаться? Давай промолчим.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you.
Мгм,
She
значит,
usually
звонила
works around
женщина.
here. I'm only
Возможно, звонила
temporarily
женщина.
taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
Да.
You said
Отлично.
you just got here. From where?
Откуда?
Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place.
Да, ты
This is
это уже
But you
говорил.
still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
He probably means
Так, вопросы.
this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Так, вопрос. Сейчас все будет.
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
Почему Сильвия не здесь?
She went away because none of your business.
Ты же второй раз увелишь от ответа, чувак.
Oh my god, what is your obsession with this Sylvie person? Get over it.
Ха, нормально так.
Behind this
Отмахался.
building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the
Так,
courtyard
это я
through
читать
there.
уже не
I
хочу.
don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Это ты его
What are you,
убил?
crazy? Of course I
Ладно,
didn't kill him.
не ссы, мужик. Все, Кимки-Цураги,
Not so
погнали.
fast. You owe me 130 real.
Ну, я так 40 реалов. Нет, это я не ускользну. Что такое реал?
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
Аристократический акцент. Р.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
Да, я должен тебе
Wow,
денег.
you're a genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this establishment 130 real.
За
Let's
что?
see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window
Ну,
was
это
the first thing I saw when I
соточка.
came to work.
Да что,
Don't try to
тридцатка?
tell me you didn't. That will be 40 real in damages.
Еще за
Another
что?
thing you've annihilated is half the bar.
Набухались мы,
40
понятно.
real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40
Да, ну что
plus
такое
30
деньги?
equals 100.
Что такое
What are
деньги?
you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this
Ох ты,
hostel
9 пачек
or-
выкурил.
or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really.
И где
Are
мне их
you
взять?
serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess.
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
Зачем мне деньги?
For survival, to pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become... If you run out of money, you die. It's like that for all of
Да,
us.
но у меня вот
Me
40.
too. That's
40
why I
денег
need you
есть.
to pay me. I'm
Это
not-
деньги?
Yes, it is.
Ну давай ему отдадим эти 40 несчастный.
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going
То
to
есть у меня
take
40
this.
центов
Come
было?
back when you have 130 real.
Офигеть. Это ужасно,
is.
действительно.
Isn't it evil?
А можно их обратно
The
забрать?
order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
It does, doesn't it?
Ладно. 0,40.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi
Давай
looks
заплати
for
за меня
something
уже.
in the pockets. That's cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either.
И что теперь?
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't.
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
Так, а я не помню, где мой дом.
Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio.
Good luck.
Хорошо, да. Все, закончим.
By the way, where
Где
is
твой дом?
the address is coming up blank. And this, but you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3
Где-то
nights.
рядом.
Where were you before?
На
You
коне?
had to be somewhere.
Далеко? Может, к
You
югу?
don't really know, do you? A vague, blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Бомжиков, хули.
Entertain
Ладно.
the thought when you get the time. Maybe being a hobo and a cop.
Так, а что, мысли можно думать? Так. Время исследования 4:20. Ну давай мы его. Так, полицейский бомж. Плюс может носить тряпье и не мыться, ходить сидящим по шатам. По бродяге не нужен никто и ничего. Никто не вгонит тебя на улицу, потому что у тебя нет дома. Больше никогда не придется платить за жилье. Ты никогда больше не слышишь, ты пьян. Тыры-пыры пассатижи. Давай усвоим. О! Это что, типа ачивка, что ли? Нет, не ачивка. Это, наверное... Прокачка. Подождите. А чем еще есть тут полезно? Вот тут. Вот. Бомжекоп. Ну, слушайте, круто. Я ее осваиваю, этот навык. Так, осмотреть тело. Писькомеренье. В конце 22 часов. Господи, сколько квестов-то? А чё так сразу много-то? Пошли. А выйти-то как? Это что такое? Где выход? О, можно бегать, круто. Чувак, а можно мне как-нибудь внутрь попасть? В смысле, наружу. В смысле, из комнаты.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
То есть я вам что, нравлюсь, что
You're a
ли?
handsome man, officer, with your mustache.
Huh.
Dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm Lena. My
Лена.
husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew.
Скорее, вербуй.
Hire her on the spot.
Так, а похоже.
yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad.
Криптозавод. Может быть, он мне поможет?
You know where we are, right? That's right. In a hostel called the Whirling in Rags to be... Yes, great. See? We're getting somewhere. What else you know? How would I even begin to tell you?
Прекрасный
Revachol
город,
I
да?
haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Speaking of history,
Так, ладно.
you know what year it is, yes?
351-го?
That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there.
I
Отлично.
can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll
Так.
just ask one more question.
Ха.
What regime are we living under? What mode of
Я
government?
таких слов-то не знаю даже. Полиция, нами правят копы. Я правитель.
Actually, we are not. You could say that about almost
Может быть,
any...
демократия?
No, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign power.
Ладно.
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops, but we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need...
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
Что это такое
a
революция?
defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so
Да,
they
мне это не
kicked-
помешало,
Of
я же
course,
коп.
sweetie, I really don't know how to explain it, but you were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look...
Да, я реально не
The
помню.
lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook.
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. Someone more educated in sweeping.
No. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either.
Да.
Of course. Then I don't know.
Хорошо.
Someone rich,
Квест
maybe?
еще один.
Well, yes,
10-й,
dear.
наверное.
I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia
Ну,
is
слушай, ну не
caused
всегда
by
из-за
spinal cord
травмы.
injuries, like falling from a
Бывает
great
еще
height
вертеброгенные,
or
спинальные,
a grenade
там
explosion.
миелопатии, например. Вы воевали?
I'm not quite that old. Although I was injured in the line of duty. Oh my. What happened? That's how
Кажется,
I
я
feel about
проиграл.
the accident.
Да.
I was a training and development manager. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere and, well, I was lucky.
На нее упали леса.
This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated, except that's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions.
Давай покатаемся.
Sequence killers. Oh my.
Ну да, напарник-то есть,
Partner
но...
will need you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you with absolute certainty, there are no sequence.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble.
2 головы хорошо, а 3 головы хорошо, хорошо, хорошо.
Martinez isn't the most real. Perhaps another time. Oh,
Данишки.
sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
А я такого не дал. Не буду красную проверку.
Although our pay does.
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a...
Interesting idea. This Evra sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle some coins.
Давить не буду. Или надавить. А давай надавим.
Your deportment
Wow.
remains dignified as you shed a single manly tear.
Обалдеть, я развел инвалида. Ха.
Sweetie, I only have a few cents on me, but I could give you this to pawn. Just I tied you over.
Золотой значок. Интересно.
Wonderful. He has a pin.
The pin is round and slightly tarnished. 3 sailboats in bas-relief with the sun hovering over the water behind them. A chipped green
Что
banner.
такое заложить?
Easy. You bring a valuable item to a pawnbroker, who then gives you money for it. You can get it
Да,
back
где мне
later.
заложить?
Cross the plaza and follow the road along the coast. Down by the water, there'll be a shack nestled against an old stone.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab. You can pawn these items.
Да, обещаю выкупить, как только
It's
найду
not an
деньги.
ancient family heirloom or anything, but I hope you're able to pawn that old trinket.
Нет, мы отдадим, конечно.
Oh, thank you, dear. I confess I am glad to...
Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events.
Отлично.
Now, what
Я
else,
выполнил
sweet?
какой-то
Of course,
квест.
dear. Good luck.
Сия. Так. Это все правда реальности. Господи, тут сколько всякого говна. Это что? Ручка. Пустая катушка, одежда, инструменты. Ничего нет. Куда идем-то? Сюда, что ли? На выход с вещами. Ура! Так, мы вышли из дома, когда во всех окнах погасли огни. Один за одним. Тающий снег. Хорошо. Это что? Нахер полицию. Это в каком языке-то? Ну-ка. Кто написал? Здесь тоже написано нахер полицию. Дала мусоров. Да. Любят тут нас, похоже.
The RCM in Martinez. What
У меня
can I
есть
help you
несколько
with?
вопросов.
Of course. What can I help you with?
Что такое нахер
Excuse me?
полицию?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Нет, мы все-таки спросим. А, ладно, давай пока не будем. Мы же эмпатию не просто так брали.
Her seat awkwardly.
Нам нужно узнать
Of
дорогу.
Where to?
Я ищу мертвеца.
Oh, that.
Прямо на север.
She's relieved someone has come for it. Finally.
А где
What
сейчас?
do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
Северный
He
объезд.
knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Что на
There's the
севере?
pier, the Cape-side apartment buildings. Somewhat
Что на
the
востоке?
harbor gates.
Портовые
Some
ворота.
kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast. Just coast. There's a little fishing village. It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inn.
Так, пока
No
все.
problem.
Кто ты
Me?
такая?
I am just a gardener.
И что ты здесь делаешь,
I'm
садовница? Над
I
чем?
have a greenhouse in the yard there.
Но...
As you already know, there's a copse.
Don't
А,
worry,
всем
boss.
мешает
We
труп,
are here to
конечно
clean
же.
it up. You can get to work soon.
Все,
Of
пока.
course. I won't hold you back.
Her gloves. You get the feeling that you need them. You have
Можно
the body
одолжить
to do
твои
it.
перчатки?
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Спасибо. Мне дали перчатки. На постоянку. Одежа. А куда? А, перчатки вот сюда, понятно. А, вот. Нужно 2 раза щелкнуть. Обалдеть. Хорошо. Поехали. Че, пойдем труп снимать, что ли? А то второй день играю и до трупа еще не добрался. Так, а что за комбайн? А, это можно поговорить. Это же машина тарахтелка этого копа. В очках.
Stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered
Вот
in
это
blue
телега,
and white
конечно.
livery. Vapor emanates from the large engine. This must be the infernal machine. That
Так,
in the
открываем.
cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheated.
Берем
The
рацию.
frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labeled the soft purr of electrical kittens.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist
Алиса,
you?
здравствуйте.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here. I'm putting him on.
Я офицера 41-го.
This is Officer Alice de
Чем могу помочь?
Under the green prime line, a
Можешь
yellow
соединить меня с
saint
41-м
catches
участком?
your eye. You wonder
Ну-ка.
Just a second, officer.
Старый знакомый голос. Жюль Пидье.
a
Хе-хе.
scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest. In front of him is a box-shaped
Так, я, короче, продвигаюсь по сюжету.
array of wires.
10-4, what's your status? Over.
Обстановку, ну, все очень плохо.
10-20, over. 10-18, 10-20.
Да, поговори со мной по-человечески, я не понимаю.
Take your message, sir. Over.
Так, пропажа
You
удостоверения.
said... Never mind.
Ладно, не парься, чувак.
10-9, repeat message. Over.
Пропало,
10-4,
короче.
message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Over.
Is it him? What does he want?
Что ему надо? Это мне надо?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
Ну, имя мое назовите хоть.
You what? He lost his badge? Who
Промолчу.
lost his badge?
Честер Маклейн.
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Ага, меня зовут Дик Малин.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Big Mullen
Смешно.
is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective.
Меня зовут не Дик
who would
Малин.
not lose his badge.
Да.
Defend yourself immediately. They're laughing at you.
Так, какой отвечать? Давай-ка мы вот так сделаем.
10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Будем искать.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Да,
Look
сейчас
out
там
there, lad.
целая куча народу
What
соберется.
now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Да, меня похоже стебут.
Ask him if he's lost his gun too.
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your gun too. Over.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you?
У меня нет пистолета, надо удивиться изо всех сил.
No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you.
10-9,
Обалдеть.
come in, officer. Did you get my question?
Ну-ка,
You were
попробуем.
wondering about your gun. Over.
Попробуем. Блин. Давай.
Lying
Ура!
over the phone, it's easy. Just say it like it's the truth. And then it becomes it.
Я не потерял.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. I don't even want to imagine
Обалдеть.
is bad enough. Tell him to find it and fast. We can't have some gangbanger running around.
We're all glad to
Найдем,
hear
не
you've not
ссы.
lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance?
Так, финансовая помощь. О,
Ten
100%.
four, I hear you. I don't.
What does he want now?
He's asking for money.
Is he fucking?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole a...
Right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over.
Для расследования это очень важно.
He says it's important to the case.
He isn't getting a...
Request denied, sir. Over.
Еще
He
разок.
says it's important.
He isn't getting...
Request
Опять,
denied,
ладно,
sir.
понял.
Over.
Негде спать.
Well, I guess it...
Жестко, жестко.
Listen.
What is he saying?
Did you want anything else, sir? Many of your colleagues are also here. Over. He terminated the connection. I guess he was in a hurry.
The radio falls silent
Это очень
and
плохо.
lifeless. The
What was that? It's okay,
Паническая
detective.
атака.
We
Да,
should
давай
get
вот
on
так.
with our tasks. Work always helps me center myself.
Снова берем рацию.
Precinct 57, how may I assist you?
Алиса с лазаретом, давай.
It will take just a moment.
her voice is faint.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Мне сказали позвонить в лазарет. Паршиво мне, док. Мне очень-очень паршиво. Это ты. Ты меня знаешь, чувак?
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain
Типа
upon
кто я
you.
такой?
You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it.
Я
I've got
потерял
more important things
память.
to do.
И будем об этом говорить.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised. What else? I'm not a brain doctor.
It's hard to
Отлично.
say if he doesn't believe you.
Если
or
чувствительность,
doesn't.
но это похмелье, это отек мозга, это
That's
объяснимо.
because you're hungover. Even
Да.
the radio waves coming from your direction.
Да, глаза
That's the
дергаются.
tiny vessels pulsating from high blood pressure, stupid officer. You might be the busy kind. It's not life-threatening, and you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Сарказм никто не отменял. Круто.
Anything else?
Да, так.
You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board?
Да, я
You want
хочу
the
знать
real,
правду.
honest to God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesia.
So it's political. You're being neglected because of political reasons.
Меня выперли.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact,
Цена
I've got
крылатым.
work to do. Some idiot has
Это Клей такой.
It's not fucking cryo-actalatte. It's super.
Ладно, окей, хватит. Позвонили. 30 опыта.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Так, смотри, гражданская. Сильви.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005 1944 298.
Отлично, звоним.
Received. Hold on.
Ждем. Алиса, звони. Алиса, почему у тебя на лице кровь, Алиса? Ты что, не умывалась, Алиса? Терпеливо ждем.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm with his right foot. Quite a lot of time has passed.
Алиса, давай звони. Ну чё ты как Яндекс-то, ё-моё.
I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for
О,
you.
отлично. Сильвия
Yes,
Малайка.
hello?
Hello, hello. Здравствуйте, this is police. У меня есть парочка вопросов по поводу последнего дня на работе.
Oh, right.
Здравствуйте, она меня узнала.
There
Это же
is
хорошо.
no resentment in her tone.
Так,
She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
вы не видели мое удостоверение?
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law. You told me back in the whirling.
Показывали удостоверение. Да, я потерял удостоверение, не хочу найти.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Господи, форма тоже, да. У Кима нет формы, ничего. Форма тоже, да.
Yes.
Блин, я сейчас
Absolutely
скоро тут
should. It's awful that it feels like you haven't worn yours.
Полицию вызвали вы? Нет.
Not me.
Вы знаете, кто звонил?
No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people don't have the money to have the cables put in again.
So the union has a phone. And they...
Отлично, два телефона.
We'll find them sooner or later, officer.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought
при чем тут вообще профсоюз?
No one calls the police. The union would get angry. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their
Так,
own.
подождите.
Like everyone here.
Ким, ты чё?
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is...
Words are not necessary to feel the lieutenant's discontent for the situation.
Кажется, да. Так, надавим? Надавим.
I didn't want to get in.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
Каких
The
проблем?
other people who live around here.
Каких
You don't
проблем?
live here. You don't understand. Please, I just didn't want any trouble.
Окей, забили, да.
I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him down eventually.
Ладно, давай, ты не виновата.
Yes, I know. It's just...
Следующий вопрос.
Go on.
Вы уволились из танцев.
Why did I leave the bar?
Не хотелось бы. Почему? Почему?
Let's just say I left because I needed
Кого?
to know who.
Хорошо, я не знаю, но давить не
Maybe I
буду.
don't know.
Вы не видели мой пистолет?
No, not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating. You were waving
Что я
it
сделал?
around in
Я получил
everyone's
опыт.
face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
Так, зачем я стал угрожать
There is
самоубийством?
silence on the other end of the...
No, please, no more suicide threats.
There are way more inventive ways than a gun.
Ладно, не знаю, что и
Me
сказать.
neither.
Все. Что стало с моим
No
пистолетом?
idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead. Saying it almost looked like you pawned it.
Так, а форму? Форму. Мы не видели форму?
I never saw you in any
Прикид.
uniform.
Диско-прикид,
You
отлично.
had your things on. The
Так,
disco
Силия,
things.
ты не хочешь со мной... А, можно напрямую?
Absolutely not.
Можно выпить... А, тут можно прям в прямом... Круто. Окей, у меня
I
все.
hope so. Please don't call me again. Bye.
Давай-ка попозже. Пока, Силю. Я еще хочу с
You
тобой
hear the
замутить.
cord breaking up on the other...
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
As always, it's DJ Mesh and...
Right away, the lieutenant reaches...
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted
Split
the prime
Punk
line,
FM?
right? Oh, is that what it was called?
Хм,
Nothing
ладно,
to get
тут
into,
тусуйся.
really. But sure.
This is precinct 57. Can I connect you to someone?
Так, давай-ка мы с
Just a
41-м.
moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
Так, я хотел кое-что личное. Давай, задавай вопрос.
Before you say anything stupid, think it through.
Что
You're
тут
going
думать?
to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell everyone you look.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question.
Так, ты там один, чувак?
That's a negative, sir. I got a
10-12.
Over.
А моей семье есть?
You probably don't want to continue on this road.
Нет, все,
Come
пока.
again, sir. I didn't get that. 10-9. Over. What? What is it? He's still on the line? He wants to verify his info.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen.
Опять стебутся, а?
Tell him to stop wasting time. What do you need, sir? Over. 10-4. Hold up, Jules. He doesn't fuck him like it, sir. No, fuck him. Don't tell him. Sorry, sir. Anything more I can do for you? Over. 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over.
Назови мое имя, чувак.
Talk to me in this manner. What? What is it? He seems intoxicated and keeps...
Nolan's drunk and emotionally aggressive. That's...
Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his...
10-4.
Does he actually want some...
He asked if he ever...
For God's sake, cut this shit out!
Sir, satellite officer Vicmar says...
So,
Все, ладно, заканчиваем.
sir. Over.
А давай мы сольем про пистолет.
10-4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but... it will stay on my desk for
Все,
a few
пока,
days.
чуваки.
Roger that. 10-10.
A metallic drawer slides out from under.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a...
He's clearly a little protective of his tools.
Монтировка, болторез, фонарик.
It's robust, weatherproof, and well made. Lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pry bar feels nice and
Отлично.
cold in your hand. Useful for opening
Это хорошее оружие.
doors and lids. The handles are long and you can
Отлично. Задвигаем.
slide. The white suede feels luxurious under the touch. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It wants to...
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now. Alternative translation.
Что это за аппарат, Ким?
This is the Caprice Kinema, my motor carriage.
Motor carriage, motor carriage. Something bad with the motor carriage.
Что-то плохое, да.
A dark lump rises in your throat.
The Caprice motorcar does provide most...
But this is different. This is a sports.
Спортивная модель?
You're right. I didn't take you for a motorcar enthusiast. Do you also like Tip Top, Detective? An interstellary racing series. You should definitely give it a go if you like...
Что за чувство у меня возникает?
It's probably nothing. Forget I brought it up. Please proceed with the carefree lollygagging.
No, I'm afraid not.
Сначала нужно снять труп, правильно, да.
Yes, sorry about that. The Caprice Kinema does have a rather distinctive engine.
He says it with very badly concealed pride. In the cabin, you see...
Так, ну все, наверное, да? Хорошо. Мне как-то плохо тут, ребятки. Инструмент целый, куча инструментов. Куда я в правую руку? Давай в левую руку давай. Оп. Ага. Ага, ага. Хорошо, пока хватит. Квесты, ущерб, удостоверение, пистолет, обалдеть. Так, что у нас тут? Ага, мы можем подкачаться. Мы можем подкачаться. Это же просто офигенно. 1 очко. Блин, что же сделать? Может быть... Нет. Психика. Сила воли. Урон минус 2. Давай мы его, а то я что-то там подздыхаю немножко. Окей. Все, так. А фонарик... А, фонарик у нас. Ага. Ну, пошли снимать труп уже теперь. Офигеть, локации. Так, дыра в заборе. Что за фигота? Что ящик? Так, я к нему что отношусь? Что?
Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also.
Да, мне это знакомо. Отлично. Он что, живой, что ли? Ладно, пойдем, оставим его в покое. Может быть, с урной мы сможем поговорить еще. Здесь же есть сохранение еще, точно. Это что такое? Рю де Сен-Гислен 8Б. Это что за моржовый?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East.
Обалдеть. Ну, мне, наверное, пока туда не надо. Пошли снимать труп.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic.
Это белая проверка, да.
Cop habit. You look at everything. This isn't case related. Hard to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having difficulty
Попробуем.
concentrating.
Давай,
thanks to
поди мимо.
the tire tracks were left
Успех.
by an unknown event that took place some days ago. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. This is point A. And then accelerated straight into the fence, left a hole big enough for the driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building.
Это он так поехал, да?
Heading south.
На
Must
юг.
have been in a hurry.
Через забор проехала машина.
You are correct. This
Да, ты
is
прав.
a rather motor carriage friendly city.
Ага.
Somehow that makes you feel
Отлично.
scared.
Это как-то связано с делом?
I'm not sure. There are plenty of traffic accidents waiting to happen in Martinez.
Ты бы не связывал, я бы связывал. Ладно, погнали. Так. Пацан. Пацан. Ну-ка, иди сюда, пацан.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid,
О, господи, какой страшный.
he's
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno! Get him right in the dick!
It's love it in the dick.
Какой страшный мальчик.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying. The kid is obviously high.
Хватит торчать.
Kuno, yeah! Right in the mouth!
Так он один или их больше?
Shits himself.
The rake, Kuno! You should throw the rake!
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener.
We shouldn't do anything. You will see.
Вы двойняшки?
What are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Fuck no. Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit.
Какой ругачий мальчик.
Alright. Entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. Shitload pig. What's your quest?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno!
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them.
Ты знаешь, кто это
Kuno's
был?
fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice. Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in. I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
В Найт-Сити? Это который с Киберпанка?
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the.
just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno!
You're testing Kuno's.
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno's Kuno, pig.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly, the kid's using the third-person perspective
Да.
as a shield.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that. Trying to get Kuno hooked.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you!
А, вон он второй-то, оказывается. А-а-а.
Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Rape!
Help! He's got the Kuno. Help! Help!
Просто отвечаю уже.
Escalate, Kuno! His dick is out! You
Pigs in there, Kuno. Somebody, please.
How did we get here? How did this happen? This makes no sense. There may still be a way out.
Блин, не
Just
заткнем.
appeal to his reason.
Или заткнем. Давай заткнем. Не заткнули. Бубух. Вот я, Алёша.
You didn't shut him down. Your fat fist didn't meet its target. Instead, it pulled you down with it.
Pig's trying not to cry. Kuno can't believe this shit. Pig, Kuno thought you had this. What happened? Kuno can't do anything now.
fucked your shoulder.
Ох ты, он меня еще и оскорбил.
Body up.
Yeah, you deserve this. Trying to show your dick to Kuno.
The creature behind the fence.
Kuno made you
Блин.
his fucking...
The lieutenant isn't.
Ким, помоги. Нет. Вызови врачей.
That's what you get if you fuck with the Kuno. You get fucked up.
Ты хоть понимаешь, чувак, во что ты влез? Или не понимаешь?
Kuno's just gonna beat the shit out of you.
I told you not to tempt such forces. Now, how about we go and do some...
Так, ладно, пошли труп снимать. Что такое? Что за следы?
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots.
Попробуем.
Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Maybe.
Отлично.
No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 42. Standard work boot, steel reinforced 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced.
Все размеры, да?
4. Standard work boot, number
Так, 45 или 46?
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart. 5. Another standard work boot, steel. 6. An aberration, light as air. Even impossible
Мужской или
to
женский?
tell. Could also have been an adolescent. You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46.
Кто-то очень толстый был, да?
But the 8. And yet another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an
How many?
8.
That was pretty off then. I counted 20.
Да, давай мы с ним будем сейчас
I
адекватно
never got
вести.
the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Легкий след.
A woman or a kid?
Нельзя сказать.
Anything else?
Тяжелый след.
200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Я не знаю, чувак, это может быть что угодно.
One of them carried him over.
But why?
Почему?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Возможно, жертва была без сознания.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher or between 2 men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. Interesting. Let's name it the someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the harbor.
Барабанщик?
Or maybe a drummer. A drummer only uses the right foot for the kick drum. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
Да,
We should
задумчиво
keep our
камнем.
eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential A week, maybe? 7 days would feed the...
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state.
Что потом произошло?
A mob of people brought something heavy. Then, after hoisting him
Опыт,
up, they
отлично.
stood in a semicircle facing his direction.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over. The lieutenant's eyes now.
Either way. What else?
Все, хорош, чувак.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look. You seem to be holding your breath. A
Так,
cargo
посмотрим
belt
вниз.
twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in
Нет,
even
это
through your
бесполезно.
clenched nostrils.
Active decay.
Даже
It's okay
пытаться
to
не
throw
буду.
up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow Kuno.
А давай проверим. Это белая приверка, может быть, еще раз.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more
Давай болеванием. Что теперь? Бля. Может быть, полегчает. У меня еще и похмелье, тем более.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from.
It's okay.
Да.
Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Да, Васим, спасибо,
The
чувак.
hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
А где его
The young
достать?
woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Хорош. Так, попробуем. Нет, а мы его как срезать-то? Его как снять-то вообще надо?
There he still is, looking.
Здесь что у нас находится? Ну-ка, что тут у нас? Взять, отлично. Это что? Магний, отлично. Мне это очень надо. Подождите. Правую руку. Давай попробуем снять.
There he still is, looking right.
Что у нас тут новенького появилось? Смотрите, тело жертвы. Нашатырный спирт. А в мусорном баке что-нибудь тогда поищем.
This trash container is locked. The sliding, there's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case.
Почему же я так смотрю?
The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage.
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too. What do you mean, feel? I agree.
Это важно.
We should get someone from the remote viewers division here.
Что такое
All the
от
detectives
дальновидцев?
from all the precincts who experience extrasensory perception go to the remote viewers division. There were none, because they don't exist. There isn't, but we should still we could try using a pry bar, the one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags.
He might also have information. This is better than a pry bar idea.
Да, подожди. Давай мы сейчас сделаем фомочку. Попади уже в правую руку. Ну что, вот так.
This trash container is locked.
Да, шансы крайне низкие у меня. Нет, не буду скрывать. Пойдем попросим ключ сейчас, заодно нюхательную соль. Остава можно перетереть, мужик?
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my... Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. I'm going away for a long...
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Stay away from me, pig. I'll die before I...
Что у тебя за странные слова?
You don't want to...
Don't be traumatizing it.
I'll die before I... What's this kid shit?
Get the fuck out.
Ну да, попробуем еще.
Murder was the... I'll die before I...
Эй, ты за забором.
Fuck with me.
You can still see the top of her hat.
Ладно, пошли куда-нибудь. Что это такое? Ведро. Куда ты пошел-то? Ты что, хочешь обойти, что ли, тут все? Ёшкин, матрешкин. Ну-ка, давай попробуем. Вот к этой штуке подойдем сначала. Что это такое у нас?
An inconspicuous pile of
Извечнит.
material, eternite.
Что это?
It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against
Попробуем.
an old shack. Because it's nice and orderly. Well, no. There's more to this.
Нет, какое-то чувство у тебя.
It's gone now. Feelings passes.
Ну-ка, давай. Ну-ка, давай, бегом, вот, правильно. Куда ты пойдешь, чувак? А, можно же обойти тут все. Точняк, тут вот еще есть дорога. Ну-ка. Отлично, магний. Супер.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came. Every
Racist.
school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, well...
I know exactly what you meant. You think my...
Он
but
что,
you see,
типа из
I'm an officer of the RCN. It's
меньшинств,
actually...
которых обижают все?
The air between them. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Так.
I haven't learned anything I didn't know.
The lieutenant exhales and
Блин, промахнулся не туда.
Officers. It's about biological determinism, natural law. Not the most popular topic nowadays, I'm not the only one. Look, I've read books. The science of... People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the problem? The damn Kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. It's what the Kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in...
Так, я хочу поговорить о другом, чувак.
You may be a...
Lieutenant Kitsuraga's stern expression. Not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
Что переводишь, чувак?
Anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the strike, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months. Apples.
Яблоки?
Yeah, apples.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest. You were...
No.
Блин, нет сигаретки.
He's got the smoke right there, in his fucking hand. Snatch that shit out of his fat...
It's my last one. Why would I do that? I'm an honest man.
Ладно, чувак, все, успокойся.
Sorry, I couldn't be of any...
Мы закончили. Что тут такое? Это же бабки. У меня уже почти 1 реал.
Bastards! We have a right to work. Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Besides,
О каком правом деле идет речь?
rights of people, rights of workers to have gainful employment. So maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, we have families to feed.
So do we, Scott.
Я тоже хочу попасть в порт.
Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet. I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup.
We are not picking a side in this.
Pity. When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardroom.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fit. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem... He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the... Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what.
Honest men and women, with rights to work. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of...
I have a question. Why do all...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy.
Откуда он? Откуда он?
What's it to you? Big mess caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Но меня интересует твое происхождение, да.
Workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
В первый раз слышу. Ты не врешь, чувак?
I have a strike to break.
Поговорили, значит, да? Может, тут что-нибудь найду. Что за мотокарета еще одна какая-то? Вау. У меня два реала уже. Офигеть.
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. It's the warmth of a winter night's fire. Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food money.
Бабуль?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. No response. Wherever.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman.
Почему?
I just...
Так, ладно, окей. Ящик. Ящик надо поныкать. Майк, алкоголичка. А это что такое?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea.
Кто это такой?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am
Попробуем.
Philip III.
Давай.
The squad. What did he do?
Неудача.
You have no idea what you did a week ago. High above you, the king stands.
Давай бегом. А вот сюда давай. Так, перетрем.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. Hey there, it's the jam.
Здорово.
Man. It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long haul limbo. Yeah.
It's official. He too agrees. This is the...
Так сколько ты уже торчишь, чувак?
Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout. Yeah, imagine. So tell me.
Ну-ка, есть тебе покурить?
Don't smoke. Some of the
Блин.
other drivers do, though. There's still a few around, waiting for the jam to disperse.
Yup. Nothing wrong with that statement. Your senses have nothing.
You could also check the kiosk down the street. Huh? Oh. No, the bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop. It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got
Что еще
some
требует
pretty wild
профсоюз?
stuff, I hear. Like a giant new... I've heard talk there's a company rep in town, too.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Ka-ching. Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expert. Us lorry drivers. Camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off some. Not my thing. Chasing trans...
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? The more transient, the better. When one's ended, you can get onto the next one.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose
Как
down.
ты делись
Analyzing the
ведешь?
fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea. A
Ага,
sense of
что ты
surprise
решил?
there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Can't even get a few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These found tracksuits need... Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise.
Ну да.
The man taps his fingers.
Don't be a
Ну
stranger.
все. Пока-пока. Так, тетя, дай мне нюхательную соль. Может быть, ты мне поможешь?
I can't believe it's snowing. It felt like springtime just a few... Sure. I'm done with them. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me...
Так, одежа. Предметы. Платок заложить. Пошли спросим ключ еще. Точно. Давай. Главный ход, конечно. Ничего не изменилось. О! Открылась кухня. Можно похавать, наверное. Сейчас зайдем.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs...
Thank you for clearing that up.
Why? To keep the hobos and...
I thought as much. And are you...
Well, yes.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it?
Какое интересное ощущение.
Prod at him and find out.
Yes. Sir, I'm sorry the RCM is having... Callous? What are you? Krasmazov?
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He killed himself.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash content? We should return to the case of your mistaken identity.
Так, ладно, нам нужны ключи.
Mazov? Are you...
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back
Отлично.
once you're done, please. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. They come here in the evenings. Dumb.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Lord... We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner.
There are these things called days.
What?
By the way, you should come back to the... Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to
Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot like what? Another thing. Great. Yes.
Так, все посмотрели. Все проверили, пошли на кухню. Зайдем, глянем. Автосейв. Тарелки. Похавать есть что? Чувак. Тут я тебя
A
вижу.
thin man is smoking below. As you step in, he nods toward the table. Okay, it's definitely
Гораций.
not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him. The man puts his cup down and replies something. He smiles, and it's almost like music.
Так, ладно, пошли в морозилку.
You see a heavy steel door. You immediately feel drawn to the color. Blue. The cobalt blue surface feels
Кобальтовая
rough to touch.
дверь.
Old
Кобальтовый
cobalt
синь.
paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe. The door does not budge.
Интересно, куда он ведет.
It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes. I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough. As a side invest. Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Так. Чувак, иди сюда, будем разговаривать.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. Oh, yes, that door. Sure. No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get... Or some boring storage space with a...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine,
тоже
okay,
кажется.
a little. But my job... So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though. After the animals. Yes?
Окей, ладно. Пошли на улицу. Сейчас, может быть, труп все-таки снимем. Уже. А то ходим тут уж 1,5 часа. А труп до сих пор не сняли.
What do you see?
Нет, здесь больше нечего обсуждать. Вот давай к трупу подойдем.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The
Попробуем.
body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting pneumonia only makes it worse. The combination for the
Блин.
second time.
Ничего не вышло.
When the vomiting is done, your
Опять
cheeks are
наблевал.
wet with tears.
Вообще не помог.
The weight is reassuring, like a crenel.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it... I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Then drive to the station. Maybe
Давайте,
I think
похоже,
I've
в
lost my
порядке.
sense of smell. Not being hungover helps too. Okay, you've said it. You needed to say. You need to get your shit together.
Я хочу быть тряпкой.
Then the world will turn away from you.
Окей,
You should go
ладно.
talk to the locals. Find something else to do.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have...
Так, мы... Осталось 12 минут. Это что? Откройте мусорный бак. Ага, все, отлично.
This trash container is locked with a well-oiled crack. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Of course you should. This is your time to shine, Hobocop. Dive into that dumpster there is. But you won't like it.
Открываем
The
крышку.
smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied. for
Так, пока
You see
под коробки.
milk and egg rest with what you've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows. The methodology. No, searching for good practice for dumpster diving. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are
Под
among the
тряпками.
threadbare kitchen towel as the legs of the slime-covered jeans.
The victim's clothes? Cadaver inodor is faint. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty. Or empty. He wore them. The belt is missing.
Так.
That's it. Do you see?
Something slimy catches your eye.
Да,
A
что-то.
drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appeared.
This is a military type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light.
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety weight.
Alright, we should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in.
The fuck's he on about? Kids?
See? Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The
lieutenant nods.
Давай
It's
в вахтовую
just
ходу
organic
копаться.
waste, cold and slimy on it. Nothing. It's nothing. What's this?
Что?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make...
Officer, is that your paperwork? Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid. You've even got an autopsy form. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash? Officer, this is an official piece of paperwork. It probably contains notes on numerous...
Easier said than done. How could this pathetic cabbage of copy paper and plastic...
Хорошо, промолчу.
also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Anyway, where were we?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and...
Wow. An
Ну, как раз Бужаковым стал,
artist's
точно.
cannon, half wrapped in paper tissues. It's a giant rifle, and it's very expensive. Not as expensive as that fat... And is that Cordon Electra's preamp with Electra F2 tubes? It is. That catches quite a price. That's too bad, because none of those things are actually in there. All you see is a broken mug with a racist depiction of only in its social sense.
You've acquired an interactable...
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it.
Так, отлично. Бомжекопом я стал.
Hobocop.
Хобокоп.
Technically, you wouldn't be a cop anymore, but a hobo. That would mean game over for the cop chapter of your adventures. But who knows?
Давай. Что тут у нас? Кто сложил? Ага. Ладно. Что у нас тут есть? Предметы взаимодействия, да. Взаимодействие с кружкой.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read? Oh boy, here we go. What are you? But it was in the trash. Why not?
Что еще можно?
But it will not happen.
А, то есть ты можешь только один раз использовать.
It's the
Ага.
ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board. There's a piece of toilet paper. Or is it? It's a metaphor. Below the pathetics? Terror. Do not look at it. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want. If you want it to be kitchen. It's not though. It's toilet paper.
Так, убей
Still
его.
wet, the toilet paper. I mean, kitchen tissue. An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. It's crocodile. The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say
Да, голографические знаки.
Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to ours. It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp.
Maybe yours will have how many cases, how many years you've been on the force.
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do. Yes, RCM
Отлично.
vehicles have had lights tuned especially.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the...
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden
Так, белые
they're not
страницы.
exactly white. They're yellowed in patches. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files,
О чем эти
work,
записи?
strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter." These are handwritten logs of investigations dating. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. 2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making... It's okay. We all make mistakes.
Ладно, погнали дальше.
The checkered... Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, a title, one might say even. One that draws in... Yes, all caps. One is called, others appear more light-hearted. The guys on it is going to take an effort to piece these case files together.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, priest,
Да, он самый.
arrival at the scene? Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, it's a holdover from the early days of the RCM. Right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea. Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one... The man with the hole in his eye. I pray his loved ones never find him. Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Так,
The
рисуем.
tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. Inspect the victim. Interview the cafeteria. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be a satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done, and things already done. The composition of...
Да.
No, actually. Any ideas?
Говно на палке, давай.
Yes. I have to tell you, officer, I don't appreciate ironic that they're not going to get it. They're going to think an idiot and a cockfinger were on this case.
Ну, повешенный давай тогда.
That's great. That's actually what I was... I'm going to start calling it the hanged man. It's good to be salted.
You don't exactly close them. So much as
Так.
distance yourself from the smell.
Желтые страницы
In the back,
пролистаем.
you see thin, translucent copy of paper. So then rip them from the binder. And 3. The topmost are misconduct. You don't have to be an intellectual giant. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. A monetary penalization ranging... These are quite sinister in turn. They give a dozen pages. Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand. The rest of the stinking cellulose is... It's made of dark blue plastic. Blue. The blue heart. Don't look in... Something rattles inside. Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made... The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not. With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the...
Так, шансы-то хорошие. Давай сейчас понюхаем.
Stench of rotting food, arson,
Так,
petty
тут у нас
theft.
все
You
хорош.
don't exactly close
72,
them.
72,
So just
давай.
distance yourself from the smelly papers. Yes,
Отлично.
you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with H. Why, yes, your precinct number is... Every last alphanumeric in the files begins
Гордый
with...
Брейнджер.
And these are your case files.
Это не мои
Feeling
инициалы.
isn't really probably for the best. Because HDB, it takes about half an hour to piece one together. Use it.
Мурал
This
нового
one
мира.
is relatively easy to reconstruct. The mural is enormous. 2 syllables. True love is possible. People call it that thing and that The graffito crew is easy to track down. Oh, the case files do not show you find it. The crew agrees to clean up.
Блин, так много читать.
However, the 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos. A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority. Did someone ask what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Not much has changed in the meanwhile.
Так,
A bunch of
открываем.
sodden papers still.
Отлично.
The 2 sides of the board appear. The slides snap back into place. It should, without resistance. Or 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Взять билеты
2
куда?
octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets, thin wax paper, has been glued to a piece of cardboard. It smells of chewing gum, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. Familiar handwriting lines the inside of a young woman in her 20s. There is Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter, so your hand shakes, holding the card.
Что-то серьезное потемнело.
And you're asleep. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, every step I take will get lighter. It kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything, you feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on. To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Упасть на бок без вариантов. Что со мной приключилось? Это что, было введение? Это что сейчас было такое?
There is nothing.
Это что сейчас?
Again. Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below. That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
А кто это был?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, because it's always there.
Бывший кто-то там.
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
Нет, это было красиво, чуваки.
Believe me. There is no Voyager Road. There are no... You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into...
Oh, but you are. They're pouring
Что-то на тебя льют, да, чувак.
Delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Я пришел в себя.
In the upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated.
Drink. Water.
Выпить, конечно, выпить.
It's cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human...
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the...
What happened? You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my 10 minutes, maybe. That does sometimes happen. You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Да, давай раскроем это дело, чувак.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable...
Так, что-то тут еще можно ведь выучить, да? Белый траур. Давай-ка мы его усвоим. Watermark нужно прочитать.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
All right. Ready?
The dashboard lights up, with the lights unfold, with a little...
There you go. I'll turn...
Ну-ка, что тут у нас есть? Ну-ка.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers, without resistance or sound. It's slightly...
Так, а прочесть-то?
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
Нет, мне нужно подойти. Мне нужно пока-то подойти к фарам сюда. А, можно мне... Да. Так. Стойкость. Ну давай. Блин. Вот что. Принять.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, and iridescent.
There she is.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet a rat brazenly darts past you and disappears among...
Ah, Martinez. Let me see. Right here. Oh yes. Coal City.
There are many of them, and they are divided into the first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. There are so many, it's hard to count. The last row has 3 perfect. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, that's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do? Yes, that does seem quite like. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number. Wow, more than 200. It's quite a lot, even for some. Call it what you want. You were right. Those are your confirmed kills. For an RCM officer, especially, there are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish. But it seems as though you are, or at least were. Yes. Everyone has their own method of coping. Personally, I find it oh, this and that. Let's not get into it now. Why not gardening? You've already...
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a joke. The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
You can now see your statistics on your journal page.
Угу. Отлично. Хорошо. Ну и, наверное...
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint. From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just, what are you? Deaf? They're perfect. Like Rockstar, yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop, Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bai. With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you.
Так, а у меня... А, ну подожди-ка. А, больше одной-то нельзя, что ли, собирать? Ага. Ну и ладно. Хорошо, все. Хватит на сегодня.